As much as we would have loved to come home with a 4-1 road trip, the Toronto Maple Leafs dropped this one 3-2 in overtime to the Nashville Predators. And if you do any kind of sports betting and did not have Ryan O'Reilly to score today, you're nuts. Former Leaf playing the Leafs? Bank it. As he scores 2 goals, both of them in regulation, both of the power play. And look, I don't think the Leafs played a horrific game, but they looked tired. And a Nashville Predators team that hadn't played since Tuesday? Is that right? Yeah, not since Tuesday. And the Leafs are, like I said, on the last day of their 5-game, I think it's 10-day road trip to start the season. Look, 3-1-1 ain't bad. I'll take it and move on from it. You got the point. You hang on there late. A road game, a tough one. And then in overtime, I really missed the overtimes of back and forth 2-on-1s of absolute craziness. Now what you see is if there's no play developing, people spin back and go into the neutral zone and then wait around, get a change. Kind of puts you to sleep a little bit. But either way, Roman Josi buries the overtime winner. Now let's break this thing down, shall we? We knew Ilya Samsonov was getting the cage today, and I didn't think he was bad. 3 goals on 24 shots, no matter what way you look at it, though. That's another game of under 900 save percentage for Ilya Samsonov. But other than the first Ryan O'Reilly goal, I thought he played well. I can't blame him on the second Ryan O'Reilly goal and the Roman Josi goal. Dude's walking right in. You know, you can't really blame him too much on that one. But Willie Nylander finishes it off, and this is in the first period, finishes off a gorgeous passing play between Matthews and Marner on the power play, and a one-timer clapper from Willie Nylander at 13:32 of the first period. It gives the Leafs a 1-0 lead. Less than 2 minutes after that, though, Ryan O'Reilly on the power play. He's down below the goal line. He kind of comes out in front and just beats Samsonov underneath the arm, and that just can't happen from a short side angle. It just can't happen. And it's 1-1. Shots and goal in the first period were 12-6 in favor of the Leafs. Good vibes flowing. In the second period, Mark Giordano scores. I mean, my gosh. You know, we always talk about the Leafs' defense not really giving you much offensively, right? But Gio coming through with the goal. I'm trying to quickly find it here so I can break it down in its entirety for you guys. So it's just kind of that. Yeah, it was a scramble in front. Domi centers it. And it bounces around, but Gio's at the back post, and he taps it home, and a beautiful celly from Gio, right? Hands up right in the air. And that gives the Leafs a 2-1 lead right away there. Beautiful stuff. Again, though, less than 3 minutes after that, on the power play, Ryan O'Reilly buries his second of the game. And that was at 15:08 of the second period. And you are tied at 2. Shots and goal in the second period, 13-9 in favor of the Leafs. However, it's a 2-2 game, and we go to the third period, and I thought they had the better chances in the third period, even though the shots were 11-8 in favor of the Leafs. But neither team scores, and we head to overtime, and the only shot on goal was Roman Josi coming right down Broadway, and he buries it on Ilya Samsonov to give them the overtime winner, and the Leafs fall 3-2 in OT. But as I mentioned, I have learned with this Leaf team, you can't stress out over one game or one loss. You just can't, right? And with it being an 82-game season, I really am not going to stress out. Especially after season-long 5-game road trip, 10 days away from home, I believe, and you go 3-1-1. I'll take it. After you lost the first one in regulation, you go 3-0-1 the rest of the way. Not bad. You beat, Dallas, Washington, Tampa, and then you lose in overtime to the Nashville Predators to close it out. As much as you wanted the 2 points, it is what it is. Shots on goal were 36-24 in favor of the Leafs. Not like they didn't have opportunities. UC Saros, obviously, on the other side, one of the better goaltenders in all of hockey, and he showed that tonight. Face-offs-wise, Leafs won that battle today, thank God. That's been a talking point so far this year, and they've been struggling there. Power plays, we were 1 for 4, and honestly, other than the really nice Nylander goal, the other 3 didn't look very good. Not a lot of puck movement. They had some shorthanded opportunities, right? They also went 2 for 5 on their power plays in the game. So you lost a special teams battle, and it's a big reason of why you lost the hockey game today. Key players today, obviously, Ilya Samsonov, 3 goals and 24 shots. Look, as much as you guys know I'm a Joe Wall guy, I can't blame the loss on Ilya Samsonov. Sure, 3 goals and 24 shots ain't great. The first Ryan O'Reilly goal, I don't like that. But overall, I thought he made some really nice saves and some big stops in big moments to get the Leafs a point. However, that first goal just can't go in. And I know you can look at it in hindsight and say, well, if that doesn't go in, you win the hockey game. Well, sure. But overall, he got you a point and he kept your team in it. No real key players elsewise. Everyone else had 1 point. Gio Nylander had goals. Kemp, Marner, and Matthews all had assists. And that's all sure. I thought, honestly, if I'm talking about just how guys played, I thought Max Domi, Matthew Nyes, and David Camp even looked great. That line looked fantastic today. Domi was hair on fire. I think he ripped one off the crossbar, 2 short side on UC Saros. It looked really good. I liked their play, and I think that third line looks really nice. Want to see a little bit more from Tyler Bertuzzi, but if he's hurt, man, I like to see him rest up a bit. That's kind of where I'm at. As much as I want to see him out there and you paid him to be this, and if he's not healthy, give him some time. Like, it's so early in the year, this is the time you want him to rest up a bit. But it is what it is. Now, the Leaf fans, they now come back home, okay, to take on the LA Kings at Scotiabank Arena on Tuesday night. It's an 8 p.m. puck drop at home? That's really weird. Okay. Either way, 8 p.m. puck drop at Scotiabank Arena against the LA Kings, and I think we can all agree, even though, Samsonov didn't have a world-beating game today, so with that being the case, you're almost most likely going to see Joseph Woll in that net on Tuesday night against the Kings, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the result today, but you take some positives away from a game like this because of the situation at hand, 5-game road trip, 10 games away from home, or 10 days away from home, and final day of the trip. They've been resting since Tuesday. It's an overtime game as well. Just a really tough game to play, and you got a point. Hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game today. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below, so follow up there if you've not done so already, and I'll talk to you guys Raptors edition very shortly as they dropped their 114-107 to the Philadelphia 76ers today in Nick Nurse's return. So we'll talk to you guys very shortly then. And as for the Toronto Maple Leafs, as we said, they're back in action on Tuesday night. It's going to be a tough one there, right? You always hear after the first day after a long road trip, might be a little tricky. LA Kings in town at Scotiabank Arena, 8 p.m. puck drop there. They're 4-2-1 in the season. Going to be a tough one, all right? So thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and certain points to this game. We'll talk to you guys then.